Γεια σας, καλησπέρα.
Good afternoon.
I'm Elena, and this is my cute little granddaughter, and you're watching.
Made with Yiayia.
Today, we're going to be making this little one's favorite cookie. And what is it?
Peanut butter cookies.
Woo-hoo-hoo. So let's get our ingredients and start baking. Oppa! So for our ingredients, the first thing we need to do is cream together our peanut butter, our butter, and our sugars. So we have, you can pass it to me, yes, and it's 1 cup of butter that's softened. The next thing is our sugars. 1 cup of
brown sugar and white sugar.
Perfect. Dump it in there for me. And the final part for creaming, and I'll do that because it won't really fall off too easily, is 1 cup of
peanut butter.
Yay! So if you want, you can use crunchy peanut butter, which I usually prefer because I like the cookie to have a bit of a crunch. But I only had creamy this time, but we will be adding some peanuts on. So now we're just going to cream these ingredients together. You always want to scrape down the sides as you're doing any type of desserts, just to make sure everything is very well blended in.
Now we're going to add 2 eggs.
Okay, there you go. And they're slightly beaten. So this part is beautiful. It's nicely creamed. It's actually come almost to a light brown color, as you'll be able to see in the picture. In the meantime now, we're going to whisk together 2.5 cups of flour, and then we have 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So I'll put that in there, and do you want to whisk it for us?
Yeah.
So now we're going to add it a little bit at a time to our creamed mixture. We're going to change to our hook attachment so we can bring it to our nice thick cookie dough. So our final ingredient is 1/2 cup of
nuts.
And peanuts, to be specific more. So dump it in there. We're just gonna fold it in to our mix. Now this is a little bit of a stickier mix, so we actually are going to put it in the fridge for a ½ hour to an hour, so that way it can harden, and then we can start making our cookies. As you can see, we started getting our cookies ready. You want to make about 1-inch balls, and then when you flatten them, you want them to be about that size. Leave a little bit of space in between. They will expand a little bit. I started preheating the oven on 375 degrees. And as you can see, I have 2 pans here, both lined with parchment paper, ready to go. And we're just gonna keep rolling these little babies out so we can get them in the oven. 1 tray done. So our final part of the cookies is to actually squish them down with a fork. So we're gonna show you how it's done. Ready? You do your tray, I'll do mine. So 1 way this way, and then we flip the fork and go the other way. That's it. We're gonna finish these up. They're gonna go into the oven for 10 minutes. Now we got 44 cookies, I believe it was. So our cookies are ready. We let them cool for a bit. Take into consideration, when these come out after you bake them 10 to 15 minutes, they're not gonna change much in color. As you can see, they're gonna look like they're really soft and mushy. They're gonna continue to harden as they cool off. You don't wanna overcook them. 10 to 15 minutes, depending on your oven, is absolutely perfect for them, because you want them to have that nice, soft center. Let's try the cookie. And when we break this little baby in half, see, it's really nice and soft in the middle. I'll give you that. The peanut butter is perfect. Nice soft inside and nice chewy. Oh, it's absolutely delicious. So try this very easy recipe out. Do it with your little ones. Do it with your kids, your grandkids. They'll have a lot of fun baking, and so will you. I'm Elena with my cute little granddaughter, and you've been watching
Made with Yiayia.